All right, let's dive in. This one comes straight from the mind of a senior technical writer, Kurt Robbins.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and he wants to know, what is Microsoft doing? What are they up to with AI and quantum computing? And what about their gaming strategy?
Well, he's definitely picked some hot topics there. Hot topics for us as technical writers, documentation specialists, IT professionals.
Absolutely. This stuff is moving so fast,
Mm,
so we really need to keep our fingers on the pulse.
yeah.
And lucky for us, we have a fantastic resource.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jorkesh Patel did this in-depth interview with Satya Nadella.
Satya Nadella. All right.
Yeah, just came out a few days ago,
Wow.
February 19th, 2025.
Okay.
It's called Satya Nadella, Microsoft's AGI Plan and Quantum Breakthrough.
Catchy.
It really is.
So what did we learn?
Well, Nadella, he doesn't hold back. Like, he really gets into the nitty-gritty of how these technologies are changing and will change so many industries.
Right.
But one thing that really stood out to me was his point about, like, AI's potential to just supercharge economic growth.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, he's not talking about, small improvements.
Right.
He thinks AI could boost global GDP by 10%.
That's significant.
Yeah. So it makes you think, like, what would need to change in our world, right? Like in the world of technical communication to make that kind of growth happen.
Yeah, because it's not like we can just snap our fingers and suddenly global GDP has grown by 10%.
Exactly. And Nadella actually makes this point
Okay.
that it's not just about building, like, more powerful AI. It's about demonstrating tangible value to customers.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, he uses this example of AI-driven inference where the focus shifts from, like, just training the models to actually using them to solve real problems.
Okay, so it's not just about AI for AI's sake. It's about what can AI actually do.
Right. For us, that means it's not enough to just kind of understand AI theoretically.
Right.
It's about figuring out how we can actually use these tools to write better documentation.
Right, or to streamline workflows.
Totally. So we can really deliver more value to, clients, end users, everybody.
Yeah, and so that makes me wonder, what happens to the role of a technical writer in a world where every industry, right, every industry is using AI in this way?
It's a great question. I mean, do we, like, become AI whisperers?
Right.
Like guiding, the development and training of these agents so they can produce, like, really good documentation?
Like we're the prompt engineers for documentation.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe we shift our focus to, like, these higher level tasks like content strategy, user experience, while the AI handles all that, like, routine writing.
Interesting. I mean, those are definitely some things that we should be thinking about.
Right. And Nadella himself, like, he's already using AI agents all over the place.
Is he really?
Yeah, for email, meetings, all sorts of stuff. And he thinks, like, in the future, these agents are going to be even more sophisticated, like almost like colleagues, right?
Like, we're going to have our AI teammates.
Right. And they're going to have their own areas of expertise. I can definitely see the value in that. Like, imagine having an AI that could, like, analyze really complex code
Oh, wow, yeah.
and then just automatically generate, like, API documentation.
That's pretty amazing. Or even personalized user guides.
Yeah, based on, like, individual needs.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
That would free up so much of our time. Like, we could really focus on the more, like, strategic stuff,
Right.
crafting compelling narratives.
The big picture, the overall usability.
Totally. But that brings up another really important point from the interview.
What's that?
Responsible AI development.
Right.
Nadella is really emphasizing that we can't just, like, go full steam ahead without thinking about the downsides.
Right. We got to make sure it's used ethically, benefits everyone.
Absolutely. And he specifically calls out, like, the need for strong legal frameworks,
Okay.
societal trust, so we can avoid those unintended consequences.
Right, because if people don't trust AI, they're not going to want to use it.
Exactly. And for us, as technical writers, this means we have to be aware of the potential biases that can creep into these AI systems.
Oh, for sure.
And we need to advocate for tools that are fair, transparent, accountable.
Yes.
But we also need to think about the big picture.
Okay.
Like, if AI starts automating so many jobs, including, maybe some parts of technical writing,
Right.
what happens to the people whose livelihoods are affected by that?
Right.
That's a huge question.
Huge.
And Nadella gets this. Like, he acknowledges that we might need a new social contract,
Okay, interesting.
one that revalues human labor in this new landscape. He really emphasizes that AI should be helping us.
Yeah, it should augment us.
Yeah, it shouldn't replace us. And that whatever we do, with AI, it needs to be guided by this understanding of its impact on, like, everyone, society.
So we have to ask ourselves, like, not just can we do this,
Right.
But should we do this, and what are the long-term effects of doing it?
Exactly. And that leads us to another huge breakthrough that Nadella talks about,
Okay, what's that?
quantum computing.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Yeah. He actually calls their new Majorana ship a transistor moment for the field.
Wow, okay.
So before we go down the rabbit hole of what that even means,
Yeah.
let's think about what this could do to our world.
Okay, yeah, the big picture.
So Nadella thinks they'll have a functional quantum computer up and running in 2027, 2029.
Wow, so not that far off.
Not that far off. And he sees this as a tool for, simulations, drug discovery, material science, all this crazy stuff.
Right. But for technical writers, I mean, how do we even begin to document something like that?
I know. It's a head scratcher.
Like a quantum computer.
Right. Do we need a whole new way of writing documentation?
Completely new paradigms.
Yeah. To explain this to engineers, scientists, the public, everyone.
Yeah, how do you even describe that?
I know. And will we start seeing technical writers who specialize in quantum computing?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Right. Much like we have specialists in software or aerospace engineering,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a real possibility. And it just goes to show how important it is for us to stay ahead of the curve.
Hmm. Always learning.
Always adapting. If we want to explain this stuff, we got to understand it ourselves.
Absolutely.
And speaking of explaining things, we can't forget about gaming.
Gaming, okay.
It might seem like a bit of a side quest, but Nadella actually sees gaming as a core part of what Microsoft does.
Really?
And he thinks it's a major driver of innovation in AI.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's really excited about these world models
Oh,
that can generate these super realistic game environments. And he thinks this has applications far beyond just playing games.
okay.
Think about training simulations,
Right.
virtual prototyping.
That is very cool.
It is. And for us, as technical writers, this is fascinating because we could use these virtual environments to make documentation way more engaging.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine creating a virtual tour of some complex software system
Wow.
or a step-by-step guide to assembling a product, but it's all in this simulated environment.
Wow. That would be way more engaging than just a static PDF manual.
Right. And it makes the documentation way more accessible,
Absolutely. Yeah.
especially for visual learners. And this ties back to, what Nadella was saying about demonstrating tangible value. If we can use this tech to make documentation that's not just informative, but actually helpful and fun,
Right.
that's a win for everybody.
Exactly. We got to go beyond just the old school manuals and think about new ways to get this information out there.
Absolutely.
Make it dynamic, make it interactive.
Yes. So we've covered a ton of ground here. We talked about AI. We talked about responsible development,
Mm-hmm.
the mind-blowing potential of quantum computing,
Yeah.
the surprising role of gaming.
It is surprising. Yeah.
But there's one more big question that we got to tackle.
Oh, okay. What's that?
It's the one that's probably been on everybody's mind since we started talking about this interview.
Yeah.
Artificial general intelligence,
AGI.
AGI. So does Nadella think it's actually possible?
Yeah.
And if so, what does it mean for humanity?
Yeah. And what does it mean for technical writers, even?
Right. What does it mean for us?
Yeah.
So let's find out. Let's dive into Nadella's thoughts on AGI and explore what it could mean for the future of work, the nature of intelligence, everything, the fabric of society.
Okay, let's do it. He's very careful about AGI. He doesn't pretend to know everything.
Right.
But he does acknowledge, the progress in AI has been amazing.
Yeah.
And it does seem like he thinks AGI is possible.
Okay.
But he really stresses it's not just about getting to AGI.
Yeah.
It's about, what do we do?
Right. What do we do when we get there?
What happens? How does it benefit society?
Because, building something just because we can,
Yeah.
not always the best idea.
Not always a recipe for success, no. For Nadella, it seems like the real challenge is making sure that any AGI, if we get there,
Right.
that it aligns with human values
Right.
and benefits society.
Benefits everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. And he brings up some really heady questions about okay, if these AI systems are as smart as humans, or even smarter,
Right.
how do we stay in control? How do we prevent them from doing harm?
Yeah, those are not new questions, are they?
Not really. Science fiction's been dealing with that for years.
Yeah, but now it's not just a theoretical thing.
Right. Now it's a very real possibility. Yeah.
Exactly.
And Nadella's point is we have to have these conversations now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Before it's too late.
before it's too late.
Yeah. So does he offer any, like, solutions? Like, how do we do this?
He doesn't, give a step-by-step plan or anything.
Okay.
But he really stresses that responsible AI development, it requires us to really think about what we're doing
Okay.
and be willing to make some tough choices.
Yeah.
He even suggests that, like, we might need some new ethical principles,
Okay.
to guide how we develop and use AI.
Based on, what kind of principles?
Things like a human dignity.
Okay.
Fairness. The common good.
So basically, like, how do we make sure AI is a force for good in the world?
Exactly. Yeah.
It does feel kind of like a minefield, though, right? Like one wrong step,
Yeah.
and who knows what could happen.
Yeah, it's definitely complicated. But he's really calling for a more thoughtful approach.
Okay.
One that recognizes the potential,
Right.
but doesn't ignore the risks.
Because the risks are very real.
Very real. And he's not even talking about, like, the robot overlords taking over.
Which is, I mean, that's what everyone thinks about, right?
Right, of course.
Killer robots.
Yeah, but he's talking about, like, the things that are already happening.
Okay. Like what?
Like algorithmic bias,
Right.
job displacement, the spread of misinformation,
Yeah.
erosion of privacy.
These are all huge issues.
Huge. Yeah,
And they're happening now.
they are.
So, I mean, is it just about finding better technology?
I don't think so. I think Nadella really thinks it's a much bigger problem than that.
Okay.
He's talking about technological solutions, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But also social solutions.
Right.
Political solutions.
Like a whole societal shift.
Yeah. I mean, he even talks about philosophical dialogue.
Wow.
Because he really sees AI as a reflection of us.
That's interesting.
Yeah, our values.
Like AI is a mirror.
It is. It's holding up a mirror to humanity. And he's saying, like, look, we have this chance.
Okay.
We have this period of disruption.
Right.
Let's use it to shape a better future.
Okay.
One where technology helps us, not hurts us.
So I want to go back to something Nadella said earlier about how the real measure of success for AI is economic growth.
Right.
And specifically that global GDP needs to hit 10%. What would need to change in the tech industry and in our work as technical writers to actually make that happen?
It's a great question. And Nadella really emphasizes, like, AI needs to be everywhere.
Okay.
In every industry.
Right.
To really get to that level of growth. And it's not just about, like, automating things we're already doing.
Right.
It's about doing things we couldn't do before.
Right.
Like leveraging AI to, analyze tons of data,
Right.
find patterns.
Make predictions.
Make predictions.
So it's not just about doing things faster.
Right.
It's
yeah.
about doing things differently.
It's about new possibilities.
Exactly.
Think about, like, optimizing supply chains.
Okay.
Personalizing medicine, developing sustainable energy.
Right.
Even, like, solving social problems.
I mean, that's huge.
Huge.
And that brings us back to, like, the ethical considerations.
Right, because it can't just benefit a few people.
Exactly. It has to benefit everyone.
Everyone.
So how do we ensure that? How do we make sure it's equitable?
Yeah, that's a big question.
And it makes me think about, like, Microsoft itself.
Oh, yeah.
They've been around forever,
Yeah.
and they've managed to stay relevant.
How'd they do that?
That's what I was wondering. And Nadella actually talked about this in the interview.
Oh, interesting.
He uses this word, refounding,
Okay.
to describe how they've constantly reinvented themselves.
Interesting. So they're not afraid to change.
No, they embrace new technologies, they experiment, they take risks. It's like we're moving beyond the traditional, like, what it means to be a technical writer.
Right. It's a whole new world.
Stepping into this new era of, like, interactive, immersive experiences.
Yeah, and it's not just about the technology itself. Nadella thinks gaming really encourages this culture of creativity, problem solving, collaboration,
Okay.
all the things you need to, drive innovation.
Yeah, makes sense. Gamers are always pushing the limits, right?
They are always trying new things.
And Nadella thinks that mindset is crucial for, solving the big problems.
Right. If we want to build a better future, we got to think outside the box.
Exactly.
So as we kind of wrap things up here, what are the big takeaways for our listeners, especially for folks like Kurt working in technical communication?
I think the biggest one is, like, things are changing.
Fast.
Super fast.
Yeah.
And if we want to keep up, we got to be willing to adapt.
Learn new things. Try new things.
Embrace the change.
Yeah, and Nadella is a great example of this.
Right. I mean, he started as an engineer.
Yeah.
But he's constantly learning, taking on new roles, new challenges.
That refounder mindset. Always questioning, always experimenting.
Exactly. And that's something we can all do, right?
Absolutely. No matter what you do, what industry you're in, The tools might change, the technology might change,
Right.
but the core skills, those never go out of style.
Like what?
Critical thinking, problem solving, communication, those are always going to be valuable.
Absolutely. And I think it's encouraging to think that we can shape our own futures,
Yeah,
even with all this crazy technology stuff happening.
it's up to us, really. But I want to leave our listeners with one last thought, okay?
Okay.
Remember how Nadella said the real measure of AI success is global GDP growth reaching 10%?
10%, yeah.
Think about your own work, your own industry.
Mm-hmm.
What would need to change for that to happen? How could you use AI to make that kind of impact?
That's a great question.
It is a big
It
question.
is.
But as these technologies keep developing, we all have a choice to make.
Right.
Are we going to sit back and just watch it happen?
Or are we going to be part of it?
Shape it, make it work for everyone.
I know what I'd rather do.
Me too.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been fun.
It has, and a big shout out to Kurt Robbins for suggesting this topic. It's been fascinating.
Yeah, thanks, Kurt.